Unit 6 Review, Question 41. Multiply or divide the numbers by the given powers of 10 by moving the decimal point the appropriate number of places. So when we multiply by a power of 10, you count the number of zeros that the power of 10 has. So this has 1 0, 1 0, 3 zeros, 2 zeros. And if you're multiplying, you move the decimal that many places to the right. If you're dividing, you move the decimal that many places to the left. So multiply, we're going to move to the right, divide, we're going to move the decimal to the left. So I'm just going to write this a little bit bigger so we have the room. Multiplying by 10 moves the decimal one place to the right because of our place value system is base 10, and we get 42.18. Here, if we have 21.73, dividing by 10 moves the decimal one place to the left, and we have 2.173. Now 3.25, multiplying by 1,000, that has 3 zeros. So that's 3 place values to the right. 1, 2, 3. So notice there's an empty spot here, and we'll need to fill it with a 0. So this result is 3,250. And finally, we have 6.1. We're dividing by 100. 100 has 2 zeros, so we're going to move 2 places to the left because we're dividing. And the decimal goes here. Fill it in with a placeholder, and we have 0.061. Let's look at the next one. Okay. So we have a word problem. We'll do the calculations for these on the calculator, but we need to figure out what steps we need to do from the problem. So James financed a new car on 60-month terms for $656.44 per month. If the MSRP, so that means manufacturer's suggested retail price, so that's what the manufacturer says you should sell the car for, on the car was $34,785, and he put no money down, how much over the MSRP will she end up paying? Okay, so we want to compare the MSRP, which we're given as $34,785, with the amount James paid. So we need to know how much James paid so we can compare these via subtraction. Okay? So we know what he paid a month, and we also know the number of months he paid that amount. So to find the total, we need to multiply. So that would be $656.44. He paid that for 60 months. And even I don't want to do that by hand. Let's get the calculator. So 656.44 times 60. So he paid a total of $39,386.40. Let me just double check that. $39,386.40. Okay. So notice he paid more than the MSRP, and that's what we're trying to find. So to find the difference, we want to take the amount he paid, $39,386.40, and subtract the MSRP price, $34,785. We have this almost ready in the calculator. So here's the amount he paid minus $34,785, $4,601.40 equals $4,601.40. So James ended up paying $4,601.40 more than the MSRP. And that's what happens when you finance. You have to pay a lot of money to the people who lent you money. Let's look at the next one. Mike had $250 in his checking account. Then he wrote 3 checks for these amounts, and he made 1 deposit for this amount. And we're asked, what is the new balance of his checking account? Well, let's write this horizontally. So he started off with $250. When he wrote checks, those are decreased from his account, so we'll subtract those. Minus 79.75. And then he made a deposit. So deposits are added on, increases your balance. So this is the expression we need to evaluate. And yes, we will do this on the calculator as well. So 250 minus 45.25 minus 60.75 minus 79.75 plus 819.95. I'm just going to check this real quick, and you should too, because it's easy to punch one in wrong. Minus plus looks good, equals $884.20. So this is Mike's new balance. Let's look at the last one. Maggie bought food for an animal rescue shelter. She bought 55 bags that weighed 9.1 pounds each and 77 bags that weighed 9.3 pounds each. How many pounds of dog food did she buy? Okay, so let's think about this. So first, 55 bags at 9.1 pounds per bag. So I'll put 55 bags here, and the number of pounds is multiplying 55 times 9.1 pounds per bag, and this is bags. Okay. And then the 77 bags, they're 9.3 pounds each. So this is going to be 77 bags times 9.3 pounds per bag. So now we're going to multiply these two amounts on the calculator because they're separate calculations since they weigh different amounts. So 55 times 9.1 is 500.5 pounds. And I just want to label that this part was bags, as was this. So that's why the bags cancel here. Okay. And here, we want 77 times 9.3. So that's 716.1 pounds. So now we have these two amounts, and we need to combine them together. So then we take these values, 500.5 pounds plus 716.1 pounds. And we could do this by in our heads probably, but we'll get the calculator. Oh, the old number's in there, so let's add 500.5. She bought a total of 1,216.6 pounds of dog food. That's a lot of dog food. I think these were originally just 5 and 7 and it typoed in that way, but we'll say that Maggie's very generous. Okay, so to sum up, we took the number of bags and the pounds per bag to find the pounds of the first type of bag and did the same for the second type of bag that weighed 9.3 pounds. Then we took those two quantities and we combined them together through addition to find the total amount of dog food she purchased.